Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, which graph represents the inequality y greater than or equal 1/3 x plus 6, okay? So we want to find which one of those graphs, right, matches my inequality. Very good, okay? So one of the first things that we got to do is, of course, analyze the inequalities, right? So we're going to write it down over here, because it's very important that we know every single term that is here is going to help us identify my inequality, okay? For example, the first thing that I want to check is what is this symbol for, right? Now, if you do not remember the symbol or how to read it, remember that one of the clues that I gave you before was, look, the left side has 2 cookies. The right side has only 1 cookie. So who's got more cookies? The one on the left or the one on the right? The one on the left, right? Therefore, that one is greater than. Very good. Therefore, the symbol, we're going to read it as greater than or equal to. Okay? And if it says greater than or equal to, okay, think about the numbers that are greater. They're either to the right or also up. Is that right? Like above. So we're looking for shaded area that is going to be above, right? So that's one of the first things that we're going to be looking for, that is shaded above, okay? So second thing, I see the 1/3. That 1/3 is your slope, right? And if it's a 1/3, it's a positive slope, right? So if it's a positive slope, then it should be pointing to the right. Very good. Okay, and that has to do with the line that we're talking about. Okay, so keep in mind these two, because that maybe the greater than, we can come back and see how is that going to look like. But the slope is an easy one to identify. Okay, so let's do that one. I'm going to circle the highest point of my line, and that one is pointing to the right. So check on that, right? This one, I'm going to circle the highest point, and it's also going to the right. So those two are okay. But then I come back to B. I'm going to circle this. That's the highest point of my line, right? Which way is it going? It's going to the, or pointing to the left, right? Therefore, that cannot be my answer, because I'm looking for something that is pointing towards the right. I am going to highlight the highest point of the line, right? And that is also pointing to the left. And I don't want the left, I want the right. So you see, we eliminated 2 answers already. Okay? Now, we're gonna, like I said, we'll look at the symbol in a minute. What about the number 6? What is this? Okay, so hold on. Let me go ahead and highlight this just to make sure. So this is my slope. Is that right? Now, the 6 is my what? 6 is my y-intercept. Very good. Okay, that's my y-intercept. So let's write it down. And that's supposed to help me find where is my line crossing on the y-axis. Is that right? So it's crossing at 6 on the y-axis. Positive 6, right? So let's go ahead. That's an easy one to check as well, okay? So let's check on, and let me go ahead and highlight that one. So let's go ahead and check on the y-axis, right? So this is the y-axis, right? So I need to find out if the line is crossing at 6. Very good. So this is 2, 4, and 6. So that one is okay. And this one is 2, 4, and it looks like it's on 6 as well. So we check the two things that we can check, right? The positive is slope, the slope is positive, and the y-intercept is 6. But we have not checked the actual slope, which is 1 over 3. Now remember, if the slope is 1 over 3, I'm going to write it down over here. That means that we're going to go 1 up and 3 to the right. Okay, and that's one that we can actually check. So we're going to go, I'm going to check letter A. So we're going to go 1 up and then 3 to the right. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Is that point on that shaded area? Is it even on the line? It's not, right? So I can tell that's not going to be my answer, because if I do it again, 1 up and then 3, 1, 2, and 3. Look at the line that I'm looking at. That's far away from the one that we are, the graph that we have in A. So let's check letter C, I'm sorry. So we're going to go 1 up and then 3 to the right. That's 1, 2, and 3. Notice how that point is on the line. Let's do it again. 1 up, 1, 2, and yes, I think I can see that that's my answer, right? Because the points are landing on the line. And remember, if you identify where the 6 is, that's the 6 right there. The shaded is above that 6, right? Therefore, my answer is correct. And this line over here, it says greater than or equals. Remember, that means that my line needs to be a solid line, which is not a problem because all the lines here were solid, right? Not like a broken or dotted line. So, therefore, the answer has to be letter C.